with the march. I think the grass is still a little wet outside too, so I have to get some kind of like outdoor mat. I think there's one in this motorhome somewhere to find it. So thanks everybody for adjusting to the new time today. I don't know if it's always going to stay like this. We'll see what happens with the doodle poll, but I'm glad that at least it's working out for the regular attendees who are here right now. So that's good. Good thing you're a morning person, Jen. You start swinging your arms up a little higher. And step side to side, arms in and out. Move this water so I don't knock it over. And start to kick the heels to the back. And change your arms so you're going up and down and up and down, however coordinated you can do. You can speed up the tempo if you can do that. Keep that belly button sucked in, protect your back. And kicks to the front. Try to get a little higher if you can. Okay, let's do a warm-up circuit that we did. I think not all of you were here when we did that new move, but we're going to do our reverse lunges. Just take it down nice and slowly. If you can't lunge down, you can just step back, alternating this way. Or you could just do squats, body weight squats, nice and easy. You can always hang on to something if you need balance. Okay, let's take it into our squat to stand. So bend over nice and easy, touch your toes. If you can, bring your hips down as far as you can go. You don't have to go this low. If that's here, that's fine. Stand up. Just getting those hips warmed up. Just go through the range of motion as far as you can go. If you can, while you're at the bottom, reach one arm overhead and then the other. Try to incorporate that in there too. Okay, we're gonna do that get up move that we did last time. For those of you that are new, get down on the floor. You're gonna have one foot out straight, one foot bent, one arm out. Let me show you from this side. So straight arm, straight leg on one side. This hand's gonna be in the air, that we're the same side as your bent leg. And you're just gonna come up onto your elbow and then to your hand. Bring your hips up, move that straight leg behind you, and just stand up this way, straight up. And then if you want, stand all the way up. Come down on your knee, onto your hand, get that foot back out, and lay down. So try that. Up to your elbow, up to your hand, hips up, knee under, straighten up, stand up. Kneel down, hand down, heel out, hips down, roll down, and try the other side. It seems a little complicated. Elbow, hand, hips. So you're doing kind of a glute bridge, knee, torso straight, stand up. Kneel down, hand down, heel out in front of you, hips down, lay down. One more time. Hand, elbow, hand, hips up, kind of half glute bridge, Kneel underneath you, torso straight. Stand up if you can. You don't have to stand up though. Kneel down, hand down, heel out, hips down, roll down. Okay, off the ground. Back to our reverse lunge. It's complicated, those get-ups, but once you get the hang of them, they're a real good warm-up move. I really like them. Some people do the Turkish get-ups in their workouts. They hold a kettlebell in their hand up the whole time. It's a real good core stabilizer. Okay, let's do our bear crawl. So if you can't do the bear crawl, just stand here and do this standing climber. If you can do a bear crawl, hands and knees, taking a few steps one way, turning around, a few steps the other way. Okay, back to our squat to stand. Bend over, touch your toes if you can. Bring your hips as far down as you can. Reach overhead if you can. Hips up, stand up. You can always skip that overhead reach. Hips up, stand up. So you could just be here, 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 here. The point is, we're getting all these joints warmed up. Okay, let's try our get up again. So down on the ground, flat on the back, right leg up, right hand up. Opposite, actually, we'll do left first. So left hand up. You're coming onto your right elbow, right hand. Lift your hips up, right knee underneath you, torso straight. Stand up if you can. And if you don't get this, is all the steps that I'm listing. If you're smoother, that's fine. You can be here, 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 here. I just like to break it down so I remember what comes next. Switch sides, left hand out, left leg out, right leg is bent. Elbow, hand, hips up, left knee underneath you, torso straight. You can use that back foot to push yourself up. Knee down, left hand down, left leg out, hips down, roll down. One more time. Left elbow, left hand, hips up, bend that left knee under you, torso straight, stand up. Left knee down, left hand down, left kick out that left foot in front of you, hips down, roll down. Okay, back up one more time. Reverse lunge. And once again, if you can't lunge, you're just stepping back here if your knees are bad. Okay, back to our bear crawl. If you can't bear crawl, just do this. If you can bear crawl, hands and knees on the floor. Couple steps one way, turn around, couple steps the other way. Back and forth. Another option for the bear crawl, if you don't want to stand, is you can get down on the ground and do the dead bug, so opposite arm and leg. I don't think that was opposite, but okay. Grab some water. I'm going to demonstrate the moves that we're going to do today. You can just take a little break. So first move is going to be a floor press. So you can use your heavy bag, dumbbells, or you can use no weight. So it's a chest press, down on the ground. You're going to have your weights pressing this way. So you'll either have your heavy bag, you can use a band also. If you don't have weights that are heavy enough to really challenge you for this, do push-ups instead, which I might do. So you can either do push-ups from your toes, from your knees, on an incline if you elevate your torso. And then we're gonna do a glute bridge or a leg curl. So glute bridge, laying down. You can put your weight on your hips if you wanna make it harder. pushing up with the hips, getting the glutes and hamstrings going. Feet are tight, close to the butt, as close as you can. Tilting that pelvis this way. A way to make this harder, if you have a towel handy, if you're on a slippery floor, you don't have to, this is just an option. You can put your heels on it. You can go up, extend the legs, bring them back. It's like a glute bridge that you're holding the entire time, but you're also getting some hamstring curls in there too. So that's an option. And then we're gonna do a row, so you can use your heavy bag or you can use dumbbells or a band. Just a regular bent over row, working that back. And we're gonna do a split squat. So if you can, elevate your leg on, back leg on something to make it harder. We're gonna do rear foot elevated split squat. Working one leg at a time. You can hold a dumbbell here. You can hold no weight at all. You can use your band. If that's too much for you, drop that back foot. Just do it from the floor. If that's too much for you and it bothers your knees, just do squat. Next move is going to be a plank. So there's options for this too. You do a regular plank on the floor this way. You can always drop your knees if planks are too much for you for your back, or you can elevate yourself here. Planks are too much for you. If you want to make it harder, do a long lever plank. So extend these hands out in front of you further. That's really hard. And then we're going to go back to a row, but we're going to do a single arm row. So use a dumbbell this time. You can also use no weights at all for any of this if using weight is too much. Just a regular bent over single arm row. And we'll switch hands throughout. And then we're going to go to, if you have a band, we're going to do a chop. I don't have a band, but we're going to do an oblique move. So you can tie your band to something, the door, whatever, and you're going to pull it this way, like you're chopping wood. If you don't have a band, you can use a dumbbell and do a reverse chop, and just going to be a little more shoulders, which is fine. Or you can do this, hinge to side plank, which is fun, but complicated. So you're doing a plank here, flipping over to the side. Front plank, side plank. You can also do that from your knees to make it easier. So those are our moves, okay? So first move is our floor press. We are gonna start in about 5 seconds. Another option, sorry, for floor press, if you don't want to, if you can't do on your back, you can do a push-up to single arm support, or if you don't have weights too, you do a push-up and then here to make it a little harder. Lots of options. Do whatever you can do to the best of your ability. Also take a rest whenever you need. Come back and join us wherever we are on the circuit. You won't miss out on anything because we're going to do it multiple times. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Floor press. I'm going to use my heavy bag for now. You can use dumbbells or no weight at all. Just pressing the weight up. So if you're using dumbbells, your elbows are not way out to the side at a 90-degree angle. They're tucked in at a 45-degree angle. Back is flat on the ground. Do as many reps as you can until you need to take a break. Break for as long as you need, and then come back and join us. I might not be able to tell you the time left because I can't see the clock, but I'll try. Whew. You don't have to rest when I rest. You rest whenever you need to rest. 15 seconds left. Move this up here. 10 seconds. And then we're going to go up, we're going to do our glute bridge, so you're going to stay on the ground. So for the glute bridge, I'm going to put my heavy bag on my hips and just bridging up, thrusting up. You don't want an arched back here, you want a flat back on the ground, pelvic tilt, rear pelvic tilt at the top. Tuck those heels in close to your butt, as close as possible. Your feet are about hip width to shoulder width apart. Toes can be slightly turned out. Do as many as you can, and then take a rest whenever you need. We're gonna do this circuit 3 times. I'm gonna fix my ponytail. 12 seconds left. So if you have that towel, and you wanna throw some leg curls in, just rest your feet on the towel, slide them out, bring them in. Okay, coming up for our row. So you can use dumbbells this way, elbows tight to the body. You can use a band, or you can use your heavy bag. And we're just rowing. These handles are not very conducive to rowing. Back is nice and flat, neutral neck. You're looking at a spot on the floor about 2 or 3 feet ahead of you. "12 seconds left, so you could also have something like this. This is my 20-pound brick. I would put it in this bag, but I don't want to wreck it. 2 seconds left, and then we're going to go to our split squat. So either have your foot on the ground behind you, squatting down on one leg. You can hold a weight if you like, or put that foot up on something. I'll let you know when we're halfway there, and you'll switch legs. If you can't lunge down, just step back like I showed you in the warm-up. Two seconds, and we're gonna switch legs now. Switch legs. My phone just fell on my foot. Falling over, do as many as you can. 15 seconds left. 10 seconds. So you can be just on the ground here or just stepping back. 2 seconds, we're gonna go to our plank, our first plank. So just a regular plank on your elbows, shoulders and elbows are lined up. Elbows are right underneath you, underneath your shoulders. Suck that belly button in. Drop your knees if it's too much. You can do a plank from your knees, that's fine. Take a rest whenever you need. You don't have to rest when I rest. 27 seconds left. Your whole body is tight with this. 8 seconds, and then we're gonna go to our single arm row. 2. Okay, come on up, grab one dumbbell or your band and do left arm first or right arm, up to you, but we're doing one side first. This is really awkward to hold. So you can do this with no weight also. And you can hold yourself up with the other hand on something, on a bench, on the couch, on the table. I'll let you know when to switch arms. Usually I have a detergent jug for this, but not today. Okay, switch sides. So you want to use a weight that is challenging enough for one arm. 12 seconds left, and then we're gonna go to our chop move. 7 seconds. 2 seconds. Okay, so for the chop, you can have a band tied to something, chop down, or you can use your dumbbell and chop up, but it's diagonal, so it's across your body, working the obliques here. Or you can do the hinge to side plank. So you're doing a front plank and then here. So take your pick, do whatever move. I'll let you know when we're halfway there, so you can switch sides if you're doing a chop. If you're doing the plank, you want to alternate sides. It's really hard to balance. Okay, switch sides if you're doing the chop. You can also do this from your knees. It's a little bit easier. 11 seconds and we're going back to the top with our floor press. 5 seconds. Okay, grab your heavy bag or do your push-ups. Maybe I'll do push-ups this time. So you're down on the floor with your dumbbells or your heavy bag doing a floor press for the chest, or you're doing push-ups. If you're doing push-ups, back is tight, shoulders are down, shoulder blades are back, hands are under your shoulders. You're coming in with your arms 45 degrees. Same as the chest press, 45 degrees with your arms to your body. No, not way out here, because we don't want to hurt our shoulders. We want to take care of them by bringing them in, keeping that back tight. 18 seconds. You can do push-ups from your knees, or you can elevate your torso. That makes it a little easier. 5 seconds left, and we're going to glute bridge after this. So use a weight if you want. You can do the curl also if you want. Feet shoulder width apart, bridging up, squeezing the glutes, extending the legs if you want to make it harder. It's really hard doing that though. Bridging up, getting those glutes going. Keep those heels close to your butt, as close as you can. If you keep sliding away, just keep moving them closer and closer to you. It's okay to stop and adjust. 18 seconds left. And then we're going to go up to our row, I think. Okay. Coming up for your row. So if you're using your heavy bag or your dumbbells, elbows tight to the body, always. Always protecting those shoulders. Think of elbowing someone behind you. Nice flat back, neutral spine, neutral neck. You're not looking up. You're looking at the floor about 2 or 3 feet ahead of you. Take a rest whenever you need through this whole circuit. Join us again when you're ready. You don't have to stop when I stop. 18 seconds left. If you're using a heavy bag, you're going to need to bring your legs out, stance a little wider because the bag has to go between them. Dumbbells can be closer together here. 2 seconds. Okay, split squat. So your foot is elevated or your foot is on the ground, just doing a split squat, like a stationary lunge, or just stepping back if you can't lunge. The point is we're trying to do a single leg movement, one at a time. Switch legs. You don't have to hold a weight here. You can use your band also if you want. Ten seconds left here. Three seconds and we're going to go down for our plank. So, elbows under the shoulders, on your toes, belly button sucked in, and just hanging out here for as long as you can. Easier versions, you can drop your knees, or you can do an elevated plank with your hands elevated onto something. If the plank is too much, with your with facing down, you can flip over on your back and do a dead bug. alternating arm and leg going down for both this and a chop also. 20 seconds left. Suck the belly button in. Keep that whole body tight. Long lever, you can stretch out, make it harder. 3 seconds. And then we're gonna go to our single arm row. So grab your one dumbbell, you can lean on something with the other hand if you want, and just rowing with one arm. You can do this with no weight. If your weights aren't heavy enough to challenge you for one arm though, just think of squeezing really hard. Squeeze the back. Switch arms. If you don't have a heavy enough dumbbell, if you didn't make a heavy bag for the double arm row, then just do single arm again. 13 seconds left. And then we're gonna go to our chop or our hinge to side plank, whatever you're choosing. 5 seconds. 2 seconds. Okay, so for the chop, you got your band tied to something, you're chopping down, or you're using your dumbbell, chopping up, belly button sucked in, doing that diagonal move for those obliques, or you're down doing your hinge to side plank. Going on one side, alternating to the other side. Front to side, front to side. If you're doing your chop, do it all on one arm. Woo! Gonna roll over. And then I'll tell you to switch to the other side if you're doing your chop. Take a break whenever you need. And then after this, we're gonna go down for our floor press, chest press, or push-ups. 15 seconds left. Easier version of this is on your knees, not your toes. Oh, there's the ding. Flip over onto your back for your chest press. So if you're using dumbbells, you're here, or your heavy bag, or push-ups. If you don't have a heavy enough weight to challenge you for this, do push-ups. Or do single arm if you want. Because push-ups are always a good way to make it harder. Halfway there. It's our last round. Whew. I think this bag's about 40 pounds, but it's so awkward. 15 seconds. And then we're gonna go to our glute bridge. So you're gonna stay in the same position if you're on the floor on your back. Three seconds. Okay, put your weight on your hips if you're using your weight. You don't have to use a weight for this though. Tuck your heels close to your butt. Back is flat. Posterior pelvic tilt on the way up. Try to keep those heels as close to your butt as possible. If they get further away, it's more hamstring. We want more glutes. So you want to keep those feet close to your body. Feet are about shoulder width apart, toes slightly turned out. Some people like a wider stance, which is fine. Find what works for you where you can feel your glutes activated the most. I'm one of those people who likes a wider stance. My arms are getting more tired holding this bag up. 13 seconds left. You can also do this with a band around your knees or around your hips and then tied to your feet. That creates resistance too. All right, ooh, come on up for your row. So if you have a heavy bag, this is a good time to do a 2-arm row. If you don't have a heavy enough weight to challenge you, do single arm. And we're rowing. Bent over, flat back, neutral neck. No arch in the back, no rounding. Elbows tight to the body. Think of elbowing someone behind you. So if you're using your dumbbells, you're just here. or no weight at all. You can just squeeze your muscles. 22 seconds left here. After this, we're going to our split squat. Go at whatever tempo you can go at without compromising your form. 3 seconds left. If you slow down, it does make it a little harder. Okay, elevated split squat. So you can have your foot up here, or you can have your foot on the ground to make it easier, or just step back. So you're just stepping back this way. If the lunge down is too much. One leg first. You don't have to hold a weight for this. You can always do this with just body weight. Okay, switch legs. Trying to get that full range of motion. You're getting that thigh parallel to the ground. Ten seconds left. Then we're gonna go down for our plank. I keep cutting my head off in this video. I don't have a lot of space in this motorhome. Okay, down for our plank. Elbows underneath your shoulders, on your toes, belly button sucked in. And you're just holding it here. Long lever plank, just scoot your hands, elbows forward, make it harder. To make it easier, drop your knees. To make it easier than that, do the dead bug, arms and legs, or just legs. "23 seconds left. Might start to shake here. That's okay. Keep that belly button sucked in. You'll feel it in every little muscle in your body. 5 seconds left. And then we're gonna go to our single arm row. 2 seconds, okay, come on up. Hand is on the bench or the couch or the chair. Then you're doing a single arm dumbbell row. This is so, I need a different dumbbell. It's too wide. I might just go back to my double. 5 seconds left, and then we're gonna switch it up. It's good work for my grip though. Okay, switch arms. Elbow is close to the body. You can also do this with a band and always with no weight, just squeeze in your muscles. 12 seconds left. And then we're gonna go for our chop move. 5 seconds. Okay, so chop, you're chopping down with your band, or you're using your dumbbell and chopping up, or you're doing your hinge to side plank. So front plank, side plank. If you're doing your chop move, I'll let you know when to switch sides halfway through. To make this hinge to side plank easier, just drop to your knees. You can even do that in between if it helps. It's a little hybrid to make it not quite as easy as knees the whole time, but not quite as hard as toes the whole time. 20 seconds left. Oh, sorry, switch sides if you're doing your chop. My bad. Woo, it's hard to talk and do this at the same time, especially this one because I'm gonna fall over. Ooh, feeling those shoulders. 7 seconds left. All right, grab some water. Turn that off. So I hope you all had enough of a challenging workout to feel that strength-wise. Come back and join me when you're ready. We're just gonna go through some stretches. Let's start with a standing quad stretch, front of the leg. So grab one heel, pull it to the butt behind you. Shoulder is down. Knees are together. Suck the belly button in. You don't want an arch back. So it would be good for me to know if you do have weights that do challenge you enough for these kinds of workouts, because I do like throwing them in. We can get stronger in other ways, but this is a good way to get stronger, is using heavier weight and the style of circuit that we did today versus like throwing in more conditioning and being more out of breath. Okay, switch legs. And if I don't hear feedback, I will assume it went well. And thank you to everyone who filled out the doodle. I'll make a decision about Thursday's class probably tomorrow. It might be noon though, it's looking like, but don't write that in stone yet. All right, hamstring stretch. Standing, split stance. One leg is straight in front of you. Nice soft bend in the knee, just leaning over, resting on the bent knee, pushing your butt to the wall behind you, bringing your chest gently to the floor, feeling the stretch in the back of the leg, hamstrings. Don't want to arch your back here either, just nice, flat, neutral back. Switch legs. I hope you're all walking. It's really good recovery. Walking is excellent. Try to walk every day if you can. Nice brisk walks. Throw in some leisurely walks as well. Always stretch after your walks too. Okay, we're gonna do our hip flexor stretch. So if you can, lunge down on one knee. One foot is up here, just lunging forward. Hang on to something if you need, excuse me. Feeling the stretch in the front of the hip flexor here. A little bit in the back of the opposite leg. You can also bring this foot up if it hurts too much to be on your knee. Make sure you have a pad under your knee, of course. Switch legs. Okay, come on up. We'll do a glute stretch. So if you want to do it sitting on something, you're just going to cross one leg over the other, one ankle on the opposite thigh, pushing this knee away from you, bringing your chest to your legs as far as you can, feeling that stretch in the hips and the side. If you're doing from the floor, one leg up, one ankle crossed over, kind of the same thing, but you're laying down and you're pulling this leg towards you, pushing this knee out that way. Switch legs. When I do this stretch, I feel it a little more in the hamstring. It's harder for me to stretch my glutes this way. I prefer sitting, but it's good to do both because then you hit them from different angles. And this one takes a little more work to pull. Okay, come on up. Let's do a shoulder stretch. So one arm in front of your chest, across your body, pulling your arm with the opposite hand, nice and gently. Shoulders are down, they're not up by your ears. Stretching the back of the shoulder into the rhomboids a little bit and the lats. Switch arms. And we'll stretch the chest in the front of the shoulder. So arms behind you, fingers laced together, belly button sucked in, shoulders down, straighten your arms. They don't have to be locked, just soft bend. Bringing those hands up behind you to stretch the front of the shoulders and the chest. A little bit into the biceps. If you can flip your hands inside out, that helps me usually. All depends on your flexibility though. That'll get a little more into the forearms. Bicep stretch, hands out to the side, fingers up to the ceiling. Push the heels of your hands away from you. Shoulders are down, not around your ears. Gently bring your hands behind you, like an inch or so if you can. If you can put your palm flat against something, the wall, that gets deeper into the stretch. You can slightly turn away. Just be real careful here because it's very easy to feel that stretch right away. Switch sides if you're doing the wall. Another good chest stretch is if you put your hand or arm at a 90-degree angle against the wall and turn away. That gets a little deeper into the chest. You can do this on the corner of a wall too, which is even easier. Well, not easier, but it helps. Helps the resistance to turn away. Okay, we're done.